Hi friends, in this tutorial series, we'll be implementing examples using Spring Boot and OpenAI. In previous tutorial, we had implemented a simple Hello World example to integrate Spring Boot with Azure OpenAI. In this tutorial, we'll be implementing Retrieval Augmented Generation or RAG, which will help improve the OpenAI response. For this, I'll be taking reference of my website javanews.com. So go to Spring Boot AI section. The tutorial that we'll be looking today is Spring Boot AI Azure OpenAI RAG example. So go to this tutorial here. In a previous tutorial, we had implemented Spring Boot Azure OpenAI Hello World example. So in this tutorial, we had created a Spring Boot application where using the prompt controller, we exposed a REST endpoint. The user then makes use of this exposed endpoint to send some question to the prompt controller. The prompt controller then sends the user text to the Azure OpenAI GPT-4o model, gets the response and sends it back to the user. You can go through this tutorial here. So here below I have given the YouTube video, you can go through this. In this tutorial, we'll be implementing RAG, that is Retrieval Augmented Generation, using Spring Boot, Azure OpenAI and Elasticsearch. In previous tutorial, we were sending user text to Azure OpenAI GPT-4o model, got the response back and sent this back to the user. But there might be scenarios where along with the user text that we send to the Azure OpenAI GPT-4o model, we also send some reference text using which the GPT-4o model it generates some better response. This is achieved using RAG or Retrieval Augmented Generation. Next, let us consider a scenario where a GPT-4o model is to be used to resolve user tickets. So a user is facing some issues and he will be sending that issue using the prompt controller to the GPT-4o model. GPT-4o model will then suggest a solution to the user. Suppose the user is facing the issue that the bank account it is locked due to invalid attempts. So the user he will be sending this text. The controller will then send this text to the GPT-4o model. The response will be given back to the user. In case of Retrieval Augmented Generation or RAG, what we'll do is along with this user question, we'll also send some reference text to the GPT-4o model. Using with the GPT-4o model, it will provide a better resolution or response. So what the prompt controller will do is, it will get the question from the user and it will check the vector database if previously there has been such issue and how it has been resolved. So this information, it is passed along with the user text to the GPT-4o model. So the GPT-4o model not only gets the user text but also how previous similar tickets have been resolved. So the response by GPT-4o model, it would be much better and this response would then be returned back to the user. The most important component of this RAG or Retrieval Augmented Generation workflow is the vector database. RAG systems they leverage vector databases to manage extensive data sets. These data sets they are converted to embeddings. Embeddings are dense numerical vectors that represent text in high dimensional space. These embeddings are stored in vector database for efficient retrieval. So suppose if we are storing the names of planets, then these will be stored together in a vector database. Similarly, if some vegetable names are being stored, then these will again be stored close to each other in a vector database. This is taken care internally by the vector database. Now suppose we have to store information about some other space or extraterrestrial object like asteroids, then this will be stored somewhere close to these planets. Whereas suppose some other fruit name like apple is to be stored, then this again it will be stored somewhere close to these vegetable names. So when a user he submits a query, the system transforms this into a similar vector format and searches the databases for closely related content. The vector database then returns the results that are semantically similar to the query. The LLM then generates its response by combining the user's original query along with the information that is retrieved from the vector database. For this tutorial, we'll be making use of Elasticsearch as a vector database. Next, in order to convert the text from these datasets into embeddings so that they can be stored in the Elasticsearch vector database, we'll be making use of the Azure Text Embedding model. In the Azure portal, we'll be deploying the OpenAI Text Embedding model. So whenever the user he sends any text to the URL store embed, the prompt controller will send this text to the embedding model. The embedding model will then convert this into vector embeddings, and these vector embeddings will be stored in the Elasticsearch vector database so that they can be used for future reference. Later, whenever the user he wants some question answered by the GPT-4o model, he'll make use of the enhanced answer URL. So along with the URL, he will be sending the question which he wants answered by the GPT-4o model. But in this case, the prompt controller, instead of sending the question directly to the GPT-4o model, it will first query the Elasticsearch vector database to get any reference text corresponding to the question the user has asked. Once it gets the reference text in the form of vector embeddings from the Elasticsearch vector database, it will send both the user question as well as the reference text in the form of vector embeddings to the GPT-4o model. The GPT-4o model will then be able to give a better response as along with the user question, it also has the reference text in the form of vector embeddings that we had stored in the Elasticsearch vector database. The response from the GPT-4o model is then returned back to the user. So let us begin at the implementation part. In previous tutorial, we had implemented Spring Boot Azure OpenAI example. So go to this tutorial here. So in this tutorial, we had implemented a simple example where the user, he just sends the question. The question is sent to the Azure OpenAI GPT-4o model and the response is returned back to the user. We'll be modifying this example to make use of Elasticsearch as a vector database to implement RAG or retrieval augmented generation. So go below and download the source code that we had implemented for this tutorial. So here I have imported the Maven project that we just downloaded. We go to the form.xml. So here I have specified the Spring Boot Starter web dependency and the Azure AI OpenAI dependency which is provided to us by Azure. Also if we go to source main Java, here we have the prompt controller. So here in the prompt controller, we have exposed a post API with the URL /answer. In the post request, we send the prompt question. So this is a question that the user, he wants to ask the GPT-4o model. From this, we extract the question and send it to the GPT-4o model. So here we are sending it to the GPT-4o model. And once we get the response back, it is returned back to the user. We'll be modifying this example to implement RAG. Next, go to the Azure portal. And in Azure portal, go to the Azure OpenAI services. In the Azure AI services, previously we had created an Azure AI service named Java News service. So go to this service and open this in Azure AI Foundry portal. In the Azure AI Foundry for Java News service, go to deployments and here we'll be deploying a base model. So previously we had deployed a GPT-4o model. I had deleted this later. So I'll be again deploying this GPT-4o model. Confirm, deploy. So copy this key that we have here. And here in the portal, go to source mail resources. Here we had specified the details of the GPT-4o model that we are going to deploy. So replace this key. This will be the same endpoint and we are deploying the GPT-4o model. Let us now test if the GPT-4o model that we just deployed, it is giving the response back to the user. So I'll start the Spring Boot application. So here the application, it has started on port 8080. In the prompt controller, we had exposed a post API with the URL /answer. In the request body, we pass the prompt question. That is the question that we want the GPT-4o model to answer. And this question, we send it to the deployed GPT-4o model, get the response and return it back to the user. So here I'll be making a post call to /answer URL. In the body, I'll be sending the question, how is Tesla performing in Europe? So let us test this. Here I'm getting an exception. Java News OpenAI Azure.com unknown host. So let us check this. So this is Java News -service OpenAI.azure.com. So here application or properties, I'll be adding this. I'll be starting this application again. So let us now try this question again. So now we are getting the response back from the GPT-4o model. But here if you will see, its most recent knowledge cutoff is October 2023. So now it is 2025. So it doesn't have the most recent knowledge. And here it is saying that Tesla, it has been performing strongly, which is not the case in 2025. So we'll be modifying this example to implement RAG or retrieval augmented generation. In RAG, along with the question that we want GPT-4o to answer, we'll also be providing some reference text using which GPT-4o model, it can answer the question much better. For this tutorial, along with the GPT-4o model, we'll also be requiring the text embedding model so that we can convert the text to vector embeddings, which can be stored in vector database. We have already seen the flow. So go to deployments here, deploy a base model. And here we'll be selecting a text embedding model. We'll be selecting text embedding 3 small. Select this, confirm, deploy. The key will be the same that we have used for the GPT-4o model. The only change that we'll need to make is here in the properties, we'll be adding the embedding model ID, which will be text embedding 3 small. Here in application.properties, I'll be adding this one more property. Next, in the Spring Boot application, we'll be creating a model class named embed data, which will be having the data for which we want to create the vector embeddings using the deployed Azure text embedding model. So let us create this embed data class. So here in Eclipse, create a new class. Copy the contents of this class. Next, in the controller class, we'll be exposing a post API with the URL getEmbed. To this post API, as the request body, we'll be passing an instance of the embed data, which will have the data which will be passing to the deployed Azure embedding model to get the vector embeddings, which will later store in Elasticsearch vector database. Next, in the prompt controller class, we'll be retrieving the embedding model ID. So this embedding model ID is the property that we have defined in the application.properties, whose value is text embedding 3 small. So this is the deployed Azure embedding model that we'll be making use of. Also here we'll be exposing a post API with the URL getEmbed. For this, we'll be passing the embed data as a request body. So here in the getEmbedding method, using the OpenAI client builder, we'll be creating an instance of the OpenAI client. To this OpenAI client builder will be passing the endpoint. So this is the endpoint of the Azure OpenAI endpoint that we have defined in the application.properties. Also in credentials, we'll be passing the key that we have defined in the application.properties. Once the OpenAI client is created, we'll be calling its getEmbeddings method. To this, we'll be passing the embedding model ID. So this is the Azure Text Embedding model that we have deployed. Along with this, we pass the data for which we want the vector embeddings. So here we have the getEmbedData method to which we pass the embed data. From this, we retrieve the data for which the vector embeddings are to be created, and we pass it to the getEmbeddings method here. In response, we get back the vector embeddings, and these are then returned back to the user. Let us make these changes for the prompt controller class. So first, we'll be getting the embedding model ID. In it, let's go to the prompt controller, and here we will be getting the embedding model ID. Next, we'll be defining the post API with the URL /getEmbed. Import the embeddings. We have to now define the getEmbed method. So here we have the private getEmbed method. Copy this and paste it here. So we are done with the coding changes. Let us now test if we are able to get the vector embeddings for the embed data. So let us start the Spring Boot application, as Java application. So here the application, it has started on port 8080. Next, in order to get the vector embeddings, we'll be making a post call to getEmbed URL, and in the body we'll be passing the data. Tesla sales crash in Europe, dropping 45% in Jan 2025 as EV competition heats up. So this is the data for which we want the vector embeddings. So let us make this call. So your vector embeddings are being returned correctly. So next we'll be saving these vector embeddings in the Elasticsearch vector database. So now that we are able to retrieve the vector embeddings using the Azure Text Embedding model, next we'll be storing these vector embeddings using Elasticsearch vector database. So in this tutorial, we had looked at the basics of Elasticsearch and implemented CRUD operations using Spring Boot and Elasticsearch. You can go through the YouTube video here. Next, we'll be integrating Elasticsearch in our application. So we'll be making use of Elasticsearch as a vector database. We'll be storing the vector embeddings in Elasticsearch. For this, go to the Elasticsearch downloads page. So the current version is 18.17.3. Download this for Windows. So here I've unzipped the Elasticsearch installable that we just downloaded. Go to the bin folder. Here start the command prompt, and we'll be starting the Elasticsearch instance here using the elasticsearch.bat file. So here the Elasticsearch instance, it has started and its status is green. If we now go to localhost 9200, here it is asking for Elasticsearch credentials. So we'll first need to set these credentials in order to access the Elasticsearch instance. In order to set the Elasticsearch credentials, go back to the Elasticsearch bin folder and open another command prompt. In the other command prompt, we'll be making use of the Elasticsearch reset password command to reset the password for Elasticsearch for the user Elastic, and we are doing so in interactive mode. So copy this. So here Elasticsearch reset password, and to this we are passing the parameter -u elastic and run this in interactive mode. So would you like to continue? Why? Enter the password. I'll be setting the password as password only. So the password has been set as password for me. So now if I go back to localhost 9200, here I'll be setting the username as elastic and password as password. So here I'm able to successfully access the Elasticsearch instance. Next, we'll be integrating the Elasticsearch instance in our Spring Boot project. For this, in the pom.xml of our Spring Boot project, we'll be adding the Spring Boot starter data Elasticsearch dependency. Copy this dependency and go to the pom.xml. Here we'll be adding the Elasticsearch starter dependency. Build this project once. So previously we have seen that when we try to access localhost 9200, by default Elasticsearch, it runs on HTTPS. So if we now want to connect our Spring Boot application to Elasticsearch, which is running on HTTPS, we'll need to create a trustro file. This trustro file will then be used by Spring Boot application to establish a secure SSL TLS connection with the Elasticsearch cluster. For this, in the trustro, we'll be importing the CS certificate of Elasticsearch. So if we go to the Elasticsearch folder here, config, certs, so http_ca.crt. So this is the certificate that we'll need to import in the trustro that we'll be creating. So let us create this trustro. So go to the JDK bin folder. Here the JDK bin installation of Elasticsearch, it provides us the key tool utility. We'll be making use of this key tool utility to import the http_ca.cert file in the trustro that we'll be creating. For this, the command is keytool.exe import file. The name of the file that we'll be importing, for us it is http_ca.crt. We'll be creating a key store again in the same location in config cert, and the name of the key store will be truststore.p12, and this trust store will be giving the password as Java in use. So let us do this. Let us copy the location of the config certs. The name of the file is http_cu.crt. The trust store again will be creating at the same location. Again copy this location here. The name of the trust store will be truststore.p12. The password will be giving it as Java in use, and this will be of type pkcs12. Enter. So a trust store it has been created for us, and the certificate it has been added to it. Next we'll be making use of the trust store that we just created in a Spring Boot application. For this, in the Spring Boot application, we'll be creating a configuration class named HTTP client config IMPL, which implements the interface HTTP client config callback. This HTTP client config IMPL, it overrides the customized HTTP client method, which returns back a customized HTTP async client builder. So in this method, we first create a credentials provider, which has the credentials of the Elasticsearch instance that we have created. So for the username Elastic, we had set the password as password. These credentials, they are passed to the credentials provider, which in turn is provided to the HTTP client builder. Next, we create the trust location file using the location of the trust store that we have just created. And using this trust location file, we create an SSL context, which is then again provided to the HTTP client builder. So this HTTP client builder, it is customized with the SSL context, which has the trust location details, and also with the credentials provider, which has the credentials of the Elasticsearch instance. In the next class, using the HTTP client provided by this HTTP client builder, we'll be creating an Elasticsearch REST client, which will be used by the Spring Boot application to connect to the Elasticsearch database. So let us create this HTTP client config INPL class. In Eclipse, we'll be creating a new class. Package will be com.java in use Spring Boot AI boot Elasticsearch crud.config. Copy the contents of this class. Here I'll be changing the location of the trust store that I had created. So I had created it at this location. Next, we'll be creating a component class named ES-Client. In this ES-Client class, we'll be creating a bean of type Elasticsearch client. So using this Elasticsearch client, our Spring Boot application will be interacting with Elasticsearch. For this, we first create a REST client builder. To this REST client builder, we provide the HTTP details on which our Elasticsearch is running. So it is running on localhost 9200, and we are making use of HTTPS when running Elasticsearch. To this REST client builder, we also provide the HTTP client config callback, which we have just configured to return back customized HTTP client, which has the Elasticsearch credentials as well as the trust store details. So finally, using the build method, we get the REST client. Then using this REST client, we create an instance of the REST client transport, using which finally we create the Elasticsearch client, which our Spring Boot application makes use of to interact with Elasticsearch. Let us create this ES client class. I'll be creating it in the same package as the HTTP client config ILPL class. New class. Copy the contents of this class. Next, we'll be creating an entity class named embedding document. This embedding document will be making use of the document annotation and storing this data in the Elasticsearch index named as embeddings. So here we'll be having the ID field. So this will be auto-generated. Next, we'll be having the text field. So this is the text for which the vector embeddings have been returned by the Azure embedding model. And finally, here we'll be having the embeddings. So the embeddings, they are of field type dense vector. So a dense vector, it is a feature primarily used for machine learning, semantic search, and similarity matching. Also for this embedding field, we specify the dims or dimensions as 1536. So previously we have seen that when we send this data to the Azure text embedding model, we get the vector embeddings as follows. So this will be the text corresponding to which these vector embeddings will be stored. And the vector embeddings, if you don't consider this opening bracket, its size is 1536. So here we have specified the dimensions or dims as 1536. So let us create this entity class named embedding document. In Elasticsearch, create a new class. Package will be com.java new spring boot ai.elasticsearch. Copy the contents of this class. Next, we'll be creating a data transfer object class named embedding document DTO. So this DTO class, it will be having fields similar to the Elasticsearch entity class that we just created. We'll be making use of this embedding DTO class to exchange data between the controller and the service layer. So let us create this class. Copy this content. Next, we'll define the Spring Data Elasticsearch repository interface for the embedding document entity. By extending the Elasticsearch repository, it provides standard CRUD operations for Elasticsearch without requiring manual implementation. Let us create this embedding repository. Create a new interface. Copy this content. Next, we'll be creating a class named embedding service for which we make use of the service annotation. In this class, we'll be auto-wiring the embedding repository, and using this embedding repository, we'll be storing the vector embeddings in Elasticsearch. So this class, it has a method named storeEmbedding, which takes the embedding DTO as a parameter. This embedding DTO is then converted to the embedding document using the map2document method, and then this embedding document, it is stored in Elasticsearch using the embedding repository.save method. So let us create this embedding service. New class. Copy the controls of this class. Finally, in the controller class, we'll be exposing a REST endpoint to save the embeddings in Elasticsearch. For this, we make use of the embedding service that we just defined. So in the controller class, we'll be auto-wiring the embedding service. Also, we'll be exposing a post API with the URL storeEmbed. So the storeEmbedding method, it takes the embed data as the request body. Next, from this embed data, we extract the text. So this is the text for which the embeddings are to be created. Also, we make use of the getEmbedding method that we had previously defined. So in this getEmbedding method, we make a call to the deployed Azure OpenAI text embedding model to get the vector embeddings. So once we get the vector embeddings, then we create an embedding DTO object. So in the embedding DTO object, we pass the text, the vector embeddings that we get from the getEmbedding method, and also we set the ID to some random value. Once this embedding DTO object is created, then we make a call to the storeEmbedding methods of the embedding service to store the embedding document to Elasticsearch. So let us make these changes to the controller class. Next, copy this post API. We are done with all the coding changes. Let us now store these vector embeddings in Elasticsearch. So for this, I'll first be starting the Elasticsearch instance using the elasticsearch.bat file. So here the Elasticsearch instance has started. Let us now start a Spring Boot application, run as Java application. We have Spring Boot application, it has started successfully. In a Spring Boot application, the embedding document, we have specified the index name as embeddings. So once we start the Spring Boot application, the index named embeddings should be created in Elasticsearch. So here if you go to localhost 9200_cat indices, this will show all the indexes that are created for Elasticsearch, and here we can see that embeddings index has been created for us. So currently there are no documents in this. So let us store some vector embeddings in this index. So previously using the getEmbed method, we got the vector embeddings from the Azure OpenAI text embedding model. Now, instead of getEmbed, we'll be making a call to the storeEmbed method. So this will get the embeddings from the Azure OpenAI text embedding model and store them in Elasticsearch. So let us check if our storeEmbed it works properly. I've started the Spring Boot application in debug mode. So here we are inside the storeEmbeddings method, and in the request body, we get the embed data, which has the text for which we want to create and store the vector embeddings. So here we get the text for which the vector embedding is to be created. Next, using the getEmbedding method, we'll be getting the vector embeddings from the Azure OpenAI text embedding model. So here we have got the embeddings. Next, using this embeddings and the text, we create the embedding DTO object, and we call the embedding service storeEmbedding method. Here we create the embedding document which we want to store in Elasticsearch, and using the embedding repository, we'll be storing this document in Elasticsearch. So here the vector embedding, it has been stored successfully in Elasticsearch. This is the ID, text, and this is the vector embedding which has been stored in Elasticsearch. So if you now look at the indices, the embeddings index, it has 4 documents. So now that we are able to store the vector embeddings in the Elasticsearch vector database, we'll be making use of these vector embeddings to implement RAG or retrieval augmented generation. So whenever the user, he will be asking some questions, suppose like, how is Tesla performing in Europe? Then we'll not be directly sending this question to the Azure OpenAI GPT-4o model, But before that, we'll be querying the vector database to check if there is any data related to this question. If there is any data related to this question in the vector database, then that data along with this question will be sent to the Azure OpenAI GPT-4o model so that it can better answer the question. We'll be modifying the Spring Boot application to make use of these vector embeddings from the Elasticsearch vector database when getting the answer from the GPT-4o model. For our Spring Boot application, in the embedding repository, we'll be adding a method named find similar documents, which take the vector embeddings as a parameter, and it returns the top 5 documents from Elasticsearch index that match these vector embeddings. Here we make use of the query annotation, for which we pass the following parameters. The first is the field, for which the value is embedding the vector field to search against. Next we have the query vector. So this is the input vector to compare against, which is the first method parameter, that is the one that we are passing here. The next parameter k5, it specifies that this method, it returns the top 5 most similar documents. And finally we have num candidates 100, which specifies the initial search space of 100 candidates, which specifies the initial search space of 100 candidates. It means that Elasticsearch, it will look through 100 potential documents, and out of these 100 potential documents, it will return the top 5. So let us add this method in the embedding repository. So here go to the embedding repository. Next, in the embedding service, we call the find similar documents method that we just defined for the embedding repository. So in the service class, we have a method named find similar documents, which has the vector embeddings as the parameter. In this method, then we call the find similar documents method of the embedding repository, to which we pass the embeddings vector that we have got as parameter. This gets us the top 5 similar documents corresponding to these vector embeddings, and these are returned back as embedding DTO objects. So let us create this method. Go to the embedding service. Finally, in the controller class, we'll be defining a post API with the URL enhanced answer. So previously we had defined a post API with the URL/answer. This takes the prompt question in the request body, and the question that the user has asked in the prompt question is sent directly to the GPT-4o model, and the answer is returned back to the user. In enhanced answer, what we do is we get the question that the user has asked. Then for this question, we get the vector embeddings using the get embedding method. Once we get these vector embeddings, we use it to get similar documents using the find similar documents method of the embedding service. So from the Elasticsearch vector database, we get the top 5 documents similar to the vector embeddings that we have. From these top 5 documents, we extract the top 3. Then using these 3 top documents and the user question, we create an enhanced prompt, and this enhanced prompt is sent to the Azure OpenAI GPT-4o model, and this enhanced prompt is sent to the deployed Azure OpenAI GPT-4o model. So we not only send the user question but also 3 top similar documents to the GPT-4o model so that it can answer in a better way. So let us make this change to the controller class. Here in the prompt controller, I will be adding this post API. So let us make this change for the controller class. So here in Eclipse, we'll be adding the post API. So let us test these changes. I'll be starting the Spring Boot application in debug mode. So the application, it has started on port 8080. So previously we were calling the URL/answer, which did not make use of the vector embeddings. So let us try this once. So again, this is the response returned back by the GPT-4o model where its most recent knowledge is up till October 2023, and Tesla sales, it has been strong. Next, instead of answer, I'll be making a call to the enhanced answer. So here we are inside the get enhanced answer method. So we first create an embed data object which has the question, how is Tesla performing in Europe? For this we get the vector embeddings. So once we get the vector embeddings, we call the find similar documents method of the embedding service. So here from the Elasticsearch vector database, we'll be getting 5 similar documents corresponding to these vector embeddings. So here we have got similar documents of size 4, since there are only 4 documents in Elasticsearch. So from these returned similar documents, we get the top 3 and we append the top 3. Then using the appended similar documents and the user question, we create the enhanced prompt. So this is the enhanced prompt that is sent to the GPT-4o model. So here we are sending the information that Tesla sales, they have crashed in Europe, dropping 45%. And also we are asking the question, how is Tesla performing in Europe? So we are giving some reference document along with the question. So this reference documents we have got it from the Elasticsearch vector database. Let us now run this. So now this is the answer that we get, that Tesla's performance Europe, it has declined significantly. So here the GPT-4 model, it is able to answer in a much better way using RAG or retrieval augmented generation, as we are also passing some reference document to it. Hope you have understood this tutorial. You can download the source code from here. Thank you.